Hook right from the beginning, no way. Not after the way Flammer looked like the next chosen one, not after the chants, not after the build-up, not after the coronation hype. La Catalina had to show up and ruin it. And I'm telling you right now, if you're watching this and you're thinking, maybe it's just a misunderstanding, then you clearly don't understand Lucha Libre AAA, because when La Catalina debuts, it's never just a debut. It's a message, it's a warning, it's an interruption that says, I don't care what you're celebrating, I'm here to take over. So let me ask you this: why would La Catalina debut during Flammer's coronation? Was it because she's scared of Flammer? Was it because she respects him, or was it because she thinks the moment was already weak, and she came to prove it? Answer that in the comments. Seriously, don't scroll, don't like and leave. Tell me, what do you think her goal is? Humiliation, dominance, or opportunity? Because what happened on the 11th of April 2026 wasn't a normal new arrival. It was an AAA-style power move, the kind that makes crowds erupt and rivals start bleeding emotionally before they even get hit physically. And by the end of this video, you're going to understand exactly why this debut matters, what it threatens, and what it could set up next, whether Flammer survives the coronation fantasy, or gets dragged into the real war that La Catalina just announced. Now, breathe, because we're not just recapping highlights. We're breaking down a moment that will be remembered like a door slamming shut. The coronation, Flammer's rise meets a brick wall. Let's set the scene. Flammer, yeah, what Flammer? The one people treat like destiny. The one who's been building momentum, walking like every step is scripted for greatness. The one who comes out to applause that sounds like a contract being signed. When the company builds a coronation, it's not just a match. It's theater, it's tradition, it's a narrative climax. It's AAA saying, this person, this is the future. And Flammer looked like he believed it. He looked like the crown belonged to him already, even before it was placed on his destiny. You could feel the crowd riding the wave. The energy was thick, the anticipation was loud. Even the camera angles felt like they were worshipping the moment. Everything about the coronation was designed for one thing: completion, for Flammer to seal the storyline, to validate the hype, to become official. But then, like a thunderclap, La Catalina arrives. And listen to me, it wasn't "oh, she's here." It was "oh no, she's here." She didn't come to congratulate. She didn't come to shake hands. She didn't come to join the ceremony like some polite guest at a party. She came like a storm. And storms don't care about speeches. La Catalina's debut. Why this interrupt feels personal? I want you to notice something. Debut moments can be random. Sometimes someone appears because they are ready for the spotlight. Sometimes they show up because the storyline needs a new threat. But La Catalina debuts in a very specific place, right in the middle of Flammer's coronation. That means she didn't just interrupt a timeline, she interrupted a symbol. Flammer wasn't just celebrating a win. He was being positioned as something bigger than a wrestler, a face, a representative, a storyline leader. So when La Catalina breaks in, she's basically saying, your moment doesn't belong to you. The crown is not yours yet. Your coronation is only a target. Now here's the trivial question I want you to answer in the comments while you're heated. If you were Flammer, would you treat La Catalina like an enemy immediately, or try to understand her first? There's no wrong answer, but there is a correct mindset depending on what kind of character you think Flammer is. Answer it. And if you're angry right now, good. Don't hide it, use it, because the anger is telling you something. You know this isn't over. The crowd reaction. When fans smell trouble, AAA crowds are not passive. They don't just watch like spectators. They react like they are part of the plot. The moment La Catalina showed up, you could feel the switch flip. 1 second, people are celebrating Flammer's elevation. The next second, the crowd is in that survival mode fans get when they sense betrayal. Because fans aren't stupid. They are wrestling historians. They remember patterns. They remember who interrupts coronations. They remember who attacks champions before they even get the full celebration. And every single time, it's because the new threat wants a piece of the narrative. La Catalina didn't debut to be welcomed. She debuted to be felt, and the crowd felt it. So when you share this video, don't just say cool highlights. Say something like, this debut was a story punch to the throat. Because that's what it was. What La Catalina could want and why it's worse than it sounds. Let's talk about what La Catalina could want. There are a few routes AAA typically goes down when someone debuts like this. 1. Immediate rivalry. She wants Flammer now, not later. 2. Title disruption. She believes the crown is already corrupt or beatable. 3. Faction recruitment. She could be scouting allies and forcing the company to choose sides. For personal vendetta, AAA sometimes hides the why in plain sight to make the reveal hit harder later. Now I want you to choose which one you think is most likely. Comment your answer like you're voting in a tribunal. Question 1, trivial but important. If La Catalina attacks Flammer next, do you think it's because she wants the title or because she wants revenge? Title or revenge? Pick one. And while you're at it, think about this: she interrupts a coronation. That's not a small action. That's not a maybe. That's a declaration. La Catalina isn't arriving to play support. She's arriving to rewrite what success looks like for Flammer. Flammer's response, how you react to being interrupted, shows your weakness. This is where things get intense, because the way Flammer reacts matters more than the initial interruption. Flammer didn't just get interrupted. He got challenged while the world was watching him ascend. That's psychological warfare. Imagine you're mid-coronation, people are cheering, and someone steps in like they own the moment. Even if Flammer doesn't get physically attacked immediately, the humiliation is already there. That's how you break someone's confidence. So what should Flammer do? Does he chase La Catalina right away? Does he stand tall and refuse to be shaken? Does he talk? Does he ignore? Does he fight? In wrestling, the character who gets interrupted has two options. Option A, they respond with control, turn it into dominance. Option B, they respond with chaos, prove they are fragile. And if you ask me, Flammer is going to have to prove he's not just crowned, he's crowned and unbreakable. Because La Catalina's debut doesn't just threaten the title, it threatens the identity. And if you can't protect identity in AAA, you don't survive long. Highlights don't tell you everything, so here's what they really mean. Now you might be thinking, okay, the highlight is La Catalina debuts and interrupts Flammer's coronation. We get it, but wrestling fans know highlights are the surface. They're the punchline. The real meaning is in what the company decided to emphasize. When AAA chooses to debut someone like that, it's saying, this person matters now. This person is not a background plot. This person is meant to change match outcomes, not just add surprises. It's also a message to Flammer supporters. It's like AAA telling the audience, stop assuming the coronation is destiny. Watch the comeback. Watch the cracks. Because AAA loves storyline reversals. Loves it. And I'm telling you right now, the way La Catalina entered suggests AAA is building for something bigger than a one-off confrontation. We're talking about a collision of narratives. Flammer wants to be legend. La Catalina wants to be chaos. And chaos doesn't negotiate. Trivial fan questions that will make you comment and keep you engaged. Alright, listen, if you're still watching, I respect it. But I need you to do more than watch. I need you to comment. Here are your questions. Question 2. Who do you think La Catalina is, a lone wolf, or the leader of something bigger? Lone wolf or leader? Question 3. Should Flammer respond with a match immediately, or should he demand answers first? Match now or demand answers? Question 4. Pick the vibe of the next feud. Do you want it to be ruthless and brutal, or smart and tactical? Brutal or tactical? Answer those. Put them in the comments with your reasoning in 1 or 2 sentences. I want real takes, not emoji replies. Because if people comment like they are actually watching, the algorithm will reward it. But more importantly, we'll build the conversation. That's how Wrestling Zone 1 becomes more than a channel. It becomes the place where fans predict the future. The bigger AAA picture. Debuts like this usually lead to title chaos. Now let's zoom out. AAA doesn't debut people just to introduce them. They debut them to hit a storyline nerve. La Catalina's debut during Flammer's coronation hints at title chaos because AAA typically uses interruptions to set up one of these arcs: a direct championship path, she challenges soon; a tournament or qualifier route, she inserts herself into the road to the crown; a faction-driven title path, she creates alliances that force Flammer into a trap; a betrayal angle, someone near Flammer may switch or be revealed as an obstacle. Even if we don't know the exact plan, the interruption tells us the direction. It's not going to be smooth for Flammer. AAA will not let Flammer get an easy coronation storyline finish after such a disrespectful debut. That would kill the heat. And heat is the currency of pro wrestling. What this means for your watch next, because you'll want to know if you're watching this on the 11th of April 2026. Highlights mark the date in your mind. Not because it's just a day, but because it's likely the day a new chapter started. Flammer's coronation is the clean moment. La Catalina's interruption is the dirty moment. And once a storyline gets dirty, it doesn't go back to clean easily. So the next thing you should look for is, who tries to step in between Flammer and La Catalina? Does Flammer chase immediately, or does he plan? Does La Catalina show restraint, or escalate? Does she demand something specific, a match, a title, a guarantee? And what does AAA do with the crowd? Does it turn the fans against Flammer, or against La Catalina? Because whichever direction the crowd goes, the narrative follows. AAA will steer the emotional ocean. And La Catalina looks like the person who knows how to steer chaos. The real reason this angers people, even if they don't admit it, let's be honest. People aren't just mad because someone interrupted a coronation. They are mad because we invested in Flammer's journey. We watched him build. We watched him chase. We watched him rise. And then the company points at him, crown him in our minds, and says, yes, he's the future. And then La Catalina walks in and basically says, your future is my problem. That feels unfair. And that unfair feeling is what makes wrestling addictive. Wrestling isn't just entertainment, it's emotion. It's investment. It's hope. And when hope gets smashed, the fans want revenge. So if you're angry right now, good. Stay angry. Keep it in your chest. Let it fuel your prediction. Because La Catalina is going to face consequences. The only question is, whose consequences, Flammer's or La Catalina's, when Flammer finally decides he's done being interrupted? Final call to action: comment, share, and stay until the end. Before this video ends, I want you to do 3 things. 1. Comment your prediction in 1 sentence. What happens next between Flammer and La Catalina? 2. Answer the questions I asked earlier, especially the title vs Revenge 1. 3. Share this video with a friend who thinks Flammer is untouchable. Tell them you're about to watch that belief get tested. Because if we're being real, La Catalina's debut isn't just a moment. It's a test of the entire storyline. And if you're still watching right now, you're not casual. You're the kind of fan who catches the details and feels the tension. So here's your last trivial question. Make it loud in the comments. Question 5. What would you do if you were Flammer the moment La Catalina interrupted the coronation? A fight immediately. B. Walk away and plan C. Call her out with a mic. D. Attack someone near her to cut the momentum. Pick a B, C, or D. No explanations needed, just pick. Let's see who the majority of the Wrestling Zone 1 minds are. And when you hit the comment button, don't hold back. Because if La Catalina taught us anything on the 11th of April 2026, it's that silence is what the enemy wants. Now go make your voice heard. Wrestling Zone 1 out.